Hey guys, it's me, Marty, and it is time for a video like I promised. There's actually going to be one this week, and it's a story time video. Okay, just shake your camera. Why don't you hit the table? Why don't you just punch it and shake it? Anyway, it's a story time video. It's a story that I've been on iffy to tell, and yeah, I've wanted to share it with you guys and see your guys' opinion on it. Alright, so this story is going to be very awkward for me to tell. I haven't told it to anybody yet, so it's very nerve-wracking for me because it also shows another aspect of me that I haven't really talked about yet. I was out with this guy. Yes, I sometimes decide, you know what, maybe I do want to do something with guys, I don't know. But I used to go out with this guy, and we hung out. We'll call him Jake. We hung out a few times, we went out a few times, and we, you know, got to know each other, and I never really felt the right time to bring up, like, hey, by the way, I'm trans. So I just kind of, you know, went along with it and figured the moment would come when the moment would come. So anyway, one night we went out to eat, and after we had a really great time, then we drove around and talked for a while, and we ended up going back to his house to go and watch some Netflix. I think we were watching, like, The Office or something. I mean, everybody's watching The Office. And we started making out, and, you know, whatever. And it freaked me out. I ended up just being like, oh, hold on. I have to tell you something. And he was like, what? And I got, like, I was having such a horrible panic attack and freaking out. Like, I was so scared because, like, people get killed for this. People get beat up for this. There's so much bad things that happens, you know, at this type of moment, especially when things go this far. And I looked him in the eye with, you know, with a shake in my throat. I was freaking out and scared. And I looked at him and was like, this entire story is fake, but it's an example of what you can find on YouTube if you type in, I didn't know, or he didn't know I was trans. Yeah, none of this was true. I have no interest in guys. Guys can go fuck themselves. Like, no. But I realized one day, like, I saw a suggestion, like, he didn't know I was trans by, I don't remember who. I'll probably just pop the thumbnail up. And I was just like, what? Why is that even a thing? And I was like, you know what? I'm curious, and I wanted to search it, and I searched it. And this was last year that this screenshot is from. There's probably more now at this point. And right now, for some reason, you can't see the results. But when I searched it in YouTube last year, when I looked it up, there were 412,000 results. There should not be that many results for that. Now, I know, obviously, they're not all on that topic. I know some of them are videos probably like this. I know some of them are troll videos. But even if 1,000 of those are real, actual stories, there should not be that many, in my opinion. Like, when you date somebody, I think you should tell them, especially if you're pre-op, 100% if you're pre-op, but you should definitely let them know fairly early on that you're transgender, because I mean, first of all, you're putting yourself in extreme danger. Like, there are people who have been killed for this. Like I said, there's people who have been beat up. There has been people that have been stalked and have had their lives ruined because of this. All because you didn't want to tell them and have that embarrassment when it's something you should tell them. Like, you could get hurt. And then also, if they aren't into you because you're trans and you're scared that they won't like you because you're trans, why would you want to get with somebody like that anyway? I would much rather tell somebody right away. Like, literally, I have it in my dating profiles. The very few times that I've used dating apps, I have it in my profile that I'm trans. I don't do that for attention. I don't do that for any other reason. So then that way somebody can look at it and be like, I don't want to talk to a trans person. I can move on, so they're not wasting my time. I'm not wasting theirs. And even if somebody messages me on one of those apps, my very first thing is like, did you read my profile? And then there's been some people who are like, no. And then I'll be like, well, go check it out. And then I'll come back with like, oh, okay, well, I'm not really interested in that side. And there's other people like, whatever. It's cool. I'll still get to know you. But I think that's a completely fair thing. I think people deserve to know if you're trans or not when you're dating. Because, you know, for your safety and then for their preference. Like, if I'm hooking up with a girl, I'm looking for a fucking I want motherfucking when I'm hooking up with a girl. Like, I ain't looking for a Like, and I know that that probably is transphobic. Like, if I were to be like, well, I'm not gonna get with another trans woman, especially if she's pre-op, because I don't want I don't like I don't want anything to do with I hate so much I'm having mine removed. And there are people who don't have an interest in your genitalia, and I know that's hard to accept, and that's not transphobic, regardless how people think, regardless how many people are like, well, if you don't date trans people, then you're obviously transphobic. And that's like, no, like, people have preferences. If I am not into girls with brown hair, that doesn't make me brown hairist or whatever the fuck you would call that. It just means I have that personal preference. If I don't like, I don't like. It's just as simple as that. If, you know, I don't like, I don't like. Like, people have preferences on what they want, and it's not fair that you try to force that on them and then turn around and play the victim when they find out that you played them, that you lied to them, that you like faked who you were. Like, I know it's embarrassing. Like, I hate like even acknowledging the fact that I haven't. Well, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it because, you know, that's just who I am and that's how I was made, and, you know, I've accepted that, and it's frustrating, but I know it's extremely uncomfortable to be like, yeah, I'm trans, I'm pre-op, and, you know, that instantly puts images and thoughts in other people's minds. But I would much rather deal with that embarrassment with that little bit of anxiety of telling somebody over a message about this than them be like, well, I'm not interested, whatever, bye, than to not tell them at all and then surprise them with, you know, a little friend, and then get upset when they no longer have an interest in you. Like, you wasted their time. You can't be mad at anybody but yourself for wasting their time, your time, for lying to them, and for leading them on. Like, if I am talking to a girl and she doesn't tell me anything like about that kind of thing, I'm automatically gonna assume what I'm gonna find when we hook up. And like, if it's not that, I'll be like, bro, why did you not tell me this? Like, you know, we could be friends, but I ain't about that life. Like, you can get somebody else to hop on that, 'cause I am not. And yeah, that was just a thought that I had going through my head, that like, this has been on my mind for a while, and I've been so afraid to talk about it because I didn't want people to come at me and be like,
well, you're being transphobic. You know that, you know, regardless what I have between my legs, I am still a woman, or I'm still a man. Like, how dare you tell me that I have to acknowledge what I have to people before I date? Like, no, that's bullshit, and that's transphobic, and you're transphobic, and fuck you.
And I've been so afraid of that judgment. I've been so afraid of having people come at me about that, but I've come to realize there are a lot more trans people out there who feel the same way. And I feel like speaking my voice will just help people feel, you know, feel like, hey, they're not in the minority on that, or they might be in a minority, but they're not alone with that. And it's frustrating that like there's like this divide in the community itself, just in the trans community, that there's a lot of trans people like myself who feel, at least to me, I feel alienated, alone, and isolated because of like my views on something like this, because so many people, they want to lynch you for it. And I think that's unfair, and I'm tired of, you know, feeling that way. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just be upfront and talk about my views, and if people don't like it, well, my door's right over there, so you can find it. The unsubscribe button's right down there. I won't miss you. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people who will see this and be like, I fucking agree. Like, no fucking shit. Like, this shouldn't have to be said. Like, it shouldn't have to be said. Like, I don't know. That's my thought for the day. Anyway, that is all for now. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you will enjoy me talking about some of these things. I'm sure some of you who followed me because of me being trans is going to see this video and be like, oh God, here we go. Another one of these. But then other ones will be like, she got a point. I like her. And yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, if you liked this, if you learned anything about it, give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all that other fun shit. And I will see you guys next week. And yeah, bye.